So, hi, Norman. So, can you tell us a little bit about Earthlight?
So Earthlight is a virtual reality game that is designed to transport into the body of an astronaut, and so have you understand and experience what it's like to be an astronaut.
Okay, so I had a play with it over yesterday morning. It is visually impressive. Is it? And you talk about it being accurate. So how did you make sure it was accurate to the International Space Station or space in general?
So the goal of what we're trying to achieve, we didn't want it to be just a game set in space. We want you to be able to point up at the sky and say, this is what's up there right now. And to that end, we work a lot. We use a lot of reference materials, some of which are provided directly to us from people at NASA. They comment on the authenticity. They comment on what part of the station, like things that we get right, things that we didn't get right, things they think that we can get away with not having, things that they think is really important to the authenticity. So we work with our partners in this area to make sure that we create the most authentic depiction of space and of International Space Station.
And you were one of the first few developers in Australia, I think one of the first to get a copy of the HTC Vive and the Steam VR. So what was it like to work with that?
The hardware itself is really impressive. We worked in early generations of VR, so we worked on the DK1, worked on DK2. We had a chance to go down to GDC, and in the meantime, we actually experienced every prototype there is. The HD prototype, Crystal Cove, the Crescent Bay prototype. And honestly, HTC Vive is just a really, really solid kit. I think the final release version of the Oculus will be comparable, but in terms of what is available right here, right now, the HTC Vive is right up there in terms of how much clarity it delivers.
And there's not really much of a technical difficulty with developing for the Vive versus, let's say, the Oculus Rift.
There's always a little bit of difficulty because the hardware themselves has slightly different configuration. Like we can look at the specification and say, oh, they're really similar. They have the same resolution, they have the same refresh rate, but what is underneath that it actually looks quite similar, quite different. We use Unreal Engine 4, and it helps us abstract some of these differences out, but it's still not just plug and play. Some of it is, but a lot of the small intricate components is not.
And lastly, availability, release dates and all that. Can you tell us anything about that?
Currently we're aiming to have something available around the time of CES. Obviously we're trying to work with our platform and technology partners to make sure that the hardware is ready for consumer and we have the software there for when consumer get their hands on it. That's our goal. But currently it is very much, so you'll be available sometime in 2016.
Any specific, when maybe the Vive comes out or the Oculus DK, the consumer?
On that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we can't comment on that at the moment.
Okay, no problem. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Thanks.